सिद्धः।
अरिष्टा अहम् अरिष्टा अहम् ष मूर्धन्य टाल्पप्राण अरिष्टा अहम् सहपत्य भूयासम् अरिष्टा अहम् सहपत्य भूयासम् 37.20 अरिष्टा अहम् सहपत्य भूयासम् अरिष्टा अहम् सहपत्य भूयासम् ऋषिहिंसायाम् Arishta is without being subjected to violence, without being subjected to fights and other things, frictions. Aham, I shall sahapatya bhaisam, live with my hubby. Now we know already the grammar rules of the Vedas, Vedic grammar. So where it is with husband, with wife also is included. So we in our family life, husband and wife, we shall live without mutual dissent. Arishta aham sahapatya, sahapatnya is also included. Vyasam. So it refers to the grihasthashrama, our life in grihasthashrama. A life as a family holder. So we all discussed about these ashramas earlier also. So we have got Brahmacharya ashrama, Grihastha ashrama, Vanaprastha ashrama, and Sannyasa ashrama. Grihastha ashrama is the second one. The first one is Brahmacharya ashrama, where we learn and learn and learn. So the Brahmacharya ashrama starts with Upanayanam and Vedarambha samskara. So we are taught so many things about the life, the different facets of life, and we equip ourselves to live like human beings. We are taught about the purpose of human life. We are taught about the goal of human life. We are taught about how, as human beings, we have to live. And all the data and information required to lead a better human life is provided during Brahmacharya ashrama. So Brahmacharya ashrama is a very, very important phase of life, the first phase of life, immediately after our childhood. It's during our adolescence and beginning of youth. We equip ourselves to handle the life. And the practical thing starts after Samavartana, and we enter into Vivaha and Grihasthashrama. Now this Grihasthashrama is, as I said, another word for it, that is Vivaha. Vaha Prapane, that is to take upon us several responsibilities in a special way, is what is called as Vivaha. Of course, husband and wife enjoying their life is okay. But in addition to it, the main thing in Grihasthashrama is to take upon us several responsibilities. And these responsibilities can be discharged only by the couple together, underline. Only by the couple together. Of course, a single parent can live. They can discharge certain responsibilities, not fully, because they are single. The problem of a single parent is rampant. So Vedas never foresee that. In Vivaha Samskara, there is one piece of Veda mantra where it says, we shall live together till we are old. Jaradashtir yathasaha. Jara means old age. So we shall live together. We shall lead this joint life until we are old enough.
Sharma ji, mama mitram api agantum ishtamam.
भवतु छायाचित्रमपि दृश्यते अत्र परन्तु वीडियो नास्ति
अस्तु वदामि अहम्
आगतम्
Good morning.
Good morning for us. Where are you? You are from?
I'm in Bangalore.
Oh, acha. So good morning for both of us. Right. So video you may have to adjust a little so that I can see your face fully.
Sure. Is that okay?
Fine. Little more backwards.
Okay. Let me actually get a stand for myself, so I think then.
No problem. Okay, fine. Navanita. Okay, fine. You are welcome. Shall I continue, Ram?
Yes, please.
I'm Sharma ji. Please continue.
Okay. So in Grihasthashrama, when they are entering into Grihasthashrama, they take a vow that we shall live together. We shall not divorce. The concept of divorce is not at all there in Vedic culture. Because the whole life is compromise and adjustment. Yes, some differences will be there between husband and wife. That's fine. It is not something unimaginable or sudden. It's there. Because the bride is brought up in a different environment, the groom is brought up in a different environment. So there will be some differences. That's excellent. But life is not fighting over differences, but sorting out. So let's live together and sort ourselves the different opinions what we have, and we shall live together happily. For that sake, the whole relationship between husband and wife is termed as friendship, maitri. Sakha saptapadi bhava. For the sake of friendship, we shall take the 7th step. That's the saptapadi in Vivaha Samskara. So in friendship, we have no fight. Maybe there are different opinions. We'll just sit down and calmly discuss about it and sort it out and become one. That's the goal of friendship. That's the meaning of friendship. We sacrifice for the other person. Okay, it's like this. Okay, fine. I'll adjust with that. I'll cooperate. I'll accommodate. So that's what we call it as friendship. Sacrifice is there. Understanding the other person is there. And always thinking that we shall live together is there in friendship. I cannot leave you. I cannot live without you. So develop a beautiful, lovely bond between husband and wife. And that is what is explained for Grihasthashrama and especially during a marriage samskara. But today what has happened is just become a blind ritual and nobody bothers about what the mantras explain. That's the difficulty. So because of that, we are not able to appreciate the value of Vivaha Samskara. We just understand it's a blind ritual with few mantras and few rites this way or that way. But when we perform this Vivaha Samskara with meaning, by explaining the meaning of the mantras that are chanted, yes, it gives an impetus. It gives us a wonderful stand for the couple to live together always. That's fine. There is no concept of divorce here. Except death will not separate them. Except death, they are always together. Ups and downs, they manage together. Difficulties, they face together. Children, they get together, bear them together, and bring them up together. Everything is together. That's the concept what you have in the Vedas. So living together in all respects and supporting one another is Grihasthashrama. But we find many family holders nowadays living together, of course. after Vivaha Samskara. Living is different. So there is no Vivaha Samskara at all. They're just living like animals. Their concentration is on their physical lust. No binding, nothing, no commitment. Of course, that's not at all seen in the Vedas. That's not at all envisaged in the Vedas. I'm telling you, after Vivaha Samskara, as couple, as valid couple, legal couple, yes, husband and wife live together. And how they live? They are not living amicably, they are not living harmoniously. That is not the life Veda foresees. It says, Arishtaha, Rishi Himsaya. There should not be any violence in this Grihasthashrama, either from the part of the husband or from the part of the wife. It's harmony that is required. So in the Sanskrit literature, they refer to this Grihasthashramas, Dhanyo Grihasthashrama. We are so glad to be in this Grihasthashrama. We enjoy every moment together. That togetherness is very important. In Saptapadi, the very first step it says, for willpower, for our sankalpa, we take the first step. So what is your sankalpa? That is, we live together. Whatever be the condition, whatever be the differences, we want to live together. For our health, we live together. For wealth, we live together. For being satisfied, we live together. We get our satisfaction from the other one. How much is a different issue? It depends upon the condition. But I shall live with you and be satisfied with you willfully, deliberately. You shall live with me forever and be satisfied with what I am. And of course, mutual improvement is a common goal for both. It's not that the other one is forced upon the one with what they are. That's in the beginning. But gradually, we try to develop ourselves, we try to improve ourselves, and become closer and closer by understanding the attitudes and aptitudes of the other. That open mind is required. Only then the family life will be successful, not otherwise. Then we shall bear children together. Not only that, we shall lead a disciplined life together and we shall be friends forever. It's all the 7 steps what we find in Saptapadi. Yujyaste Saptapada Sakhasmi. This is one of the pieces of the Veda mantra. Yujyaste Saptapada Sakhasmi. After having taken 7 steps with you, I am your friend. We are life partners. We are together. It's a joint venture. We feel it, we love it, and we are not for any friction whatsoever. That's what it says. Arishta aham sahapatya bhuyasam. Arishta means Rishi Himsayam, that's the root. So without any himsa, without any violence, we shall live together, whatever be the situation. That's the goal of making this Grihasthashrama as Dhanyo Grihasthashrama. Or it's a wonderful state, it's a wonderful phase of life. If we don't take this Vedic ideal, if we don't take this Vedic guidance, then the same Grihasthashrama becomes the most horrifying experience. Same Grihasthashrama. It would be the worst condition. It would be the worst place to live if there is no amicability between husband and wife. And maximum happiness and maximum peace, harmony can be experienced in the very same Grihasthashrama. It depends how we take it, it depends how we lead it. Here it's giving the guidance that let there be no rifts, let there be no friction, let there be no violence. Without that, I shall. Arishta aham, it's a vow taken by both husband and wife. Here it says, Arishta aham sahapatya bhuyasam. I shall live with my husband without any rifts, without any frictions. The other side, I shall live with my wife without any friction. There could be 1,000 causes for friction, but deliberately I will avoid them, deliberately I will overcome, deliberately we will discuss and solve them and be happy, harmonious and peaceful. Another great benefit is there here. If the husband and wife live like that, Yes, they will be happy for themselves. It's a wonderful place to live in. And the children, what we bear in such an environment, they will become very successful and wonderful. If there is some problem with the children, we can find the root of it in being a disturbed family. If the family is not disturbed, then it's a wonderful experience. The children will get a wonderful environment, and they are born and brought up in a wonderful environment. So this is also one of the purposes of family life, not just to marry and beget just children. The children must be worthy. To beget worthy children, the understanding and relationship between husband and wife has to be ensured and has to be perfect. Has to be improving day after day. And it gives us a great satisfaction if you achieve this, which you can never get elsewhere. Because this Grihasthashrama touches all the three dimensions, the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. In all other relationships, it is mental and spiritual, and physical relationship is not there. Except for some time between mother and the child. But here, physical relationship too plays a very important role, and there's also a very important dimension. Physically, they are together. Mentally, they are together. Spiritually, they are together. All the three dimensions are taken care of. And the satisfaction in all the three dimensions is the crux of this Grihasthashrama. It's the core of this Grihasthashrama. It's the essence of Grihasthashrama. So here, we deliberately set up, frame our outlook, frame our perspective in such a way that we shall live in Grihasthashrama without any hassle, without any problem, without any friction, without any disharmony. Arishta aham sahapatya bhuyasam. I shall be like that. Of course, this vow is taken at the time of Vivaha Samskara, and it has to be continued further throughout the Grihasthashrama. And what is that Griha or Grihasthashrama? Griha, Gribhane, that is, it holds us, it attracts us. Yes, every abode of ours in Grihasthashrama should be attractive. To be with the wife, to be with the children, to be with the husband, to be in the house with our close husband and wife and other things. It should be very enchanting, it should be very attractive. They are held on in that. So this holding on is what is known as Griha, Grihasthashrama. We are caught in that, and we enjoy being in that. That is Grihasthashrama. If you feel that we have to run away from this Grihasthashrama, then there is no Griha at all, and there is no Grihasthashrama. It all becomes a mockery. The real Grihasthashrama is where we feel that we are very comfortable in that, with our husband and wife and children, parents. And that is the concept of Grihasthashrama. It says, if you are really in Grihasthashrama, Swarge tatra pashyema pitaro cha putran. This is another piece of Vedanta. It says, in that heaven, we want to see you living with your parents, children, and grandchildren. It needs a lot of openness, lot of honesty, lot of transparency, lot of accommodation, lot of sacrifice. So all these result in a wonderful place to live. That's a Grihasthashrama, and there is no heaven equivalent to it. That's what this Veda mantra says. Swarge tatra pashyema pitaro cha putran. Heaven is not after death, as I understand from the Puranas. Veda says heaven is here now. You can create it. Living harmoniously and pleasantly with your husband, wife, and children, parents. So this is what it gives us, a beautiful goal, beautiful purpose for life. In such an environment, yes, we can progress spiritually also. If the environment is not conducive, if the environment is not cooperative, spiritual progress is totally debarred. We cannot do it. And spiritual progress is ultimate for human life. For that, you want a beautiful base, and that wonderful base is a peaceful, harmonious frictionless grihasthashrama. Arishta aham sahapatya bhoyasam. Sahapatnya bhoyasam also is okay. Next one. Ihaiva ratayaha santu. Ihaiva ratayaha santu. 38.13. Yajurveda 38.13. Ihaiva rataya santu. Rataya, gifts. Radhane, the gifts of God. Santu, be. And the gifts of God be iha eva, here only. Here only we shall be able to enjoy the gifts of God. Iha eva rataya santu. Yes, we are gifted with so many things by that God. Starting from the very system wherein we live, to the whole environment, to the whole universe. They are all gifts of God. Sun, moon, rain, vegetation, this earth, seasons, other creatures, living beings. Yes, it's a beautiful world where we live in. We should be able to appreciate it. We should be able to appreciate the world where we live in with all the gifts of God. Now here, we shall live with the gifts of God. When you look at these things as gifts of God, you will not be disappointed, or you will not be frustrated, or you will not be dissatisfied. That's a great problem with us. We want this, we want that. The list of wants of ours is so big that it can never be satisfied through our life, not one life, even many lives. The real thing what we have to do is, we have to look at the gifts of God that are already given. It's already at our disposal. They're all great things. So when you look at it positively, what we have, yes, the life becomes satisfying. The life becomes enjoyable. Being disappointed and dissatisfied will never bring us happiness. What do you call it? Trupti and atrupti. Now one who is satisfied and experience this trupti, yes, his happiness and enjoyment start from that point. The person is not satisfied. If he experiences atrupti, he can never experience happiness under any circumstance. So the secret of happiness is not in what we have. The secret of enjoyment is not in what we have, but the secret of enjoyment is in our being satisfied with what we have. That's the beautiful thing. How much we have is totally irrelevant here. How much we have is not relevant at all. But are we able to understand what we have and say thanks to God for what we have? That's a starting point for our happiness and experiencing life wonderfully well. This you have to understand. But most of the time, we are worried about the quantity of what we have. Oh, do I have this much? Why not I have a little more? So we are after amassing wealth, amassing this and that, more and more and more, and never we will have time to experience and enjoy them and be comfortable and satisfied. It's very ridiculous. We have so many things which other living beings around us don't have. They are so lucky, if I'm allowed to use that word lucky. They're so blessed. They got so many things. So say thanks to God for all what you have given. That's one side. Then second thing, whatever is given to me, how I'm using it, that also adds to my satisfaction and happy life. Whatever is given to me, if I use them for my own selfish ends, I'll not get much happiness. But what I have, if I share with others and enjoy together, yes, that's a wonderful thing. My enjoyment and happiness will just get manifold, multiplied many times. That is in sharing and caring. I'm so glad God has given me so much to share with others. Is attitude what we need. One is being grateful to what we have, being satisfied with that, and sharing it. So while sharing also, there is little thing to be understood. It's not sharing with my own kith and kin. My husband, my wife, my this, my that. Okay, that's okay. But in addition to it, sharing it with those who are really in need of it contributes to my happiness more and more. They are in need. I thank God for having received this so that I can share with them who are in need. Share with them. Yes, their life becomes wonderful. This is the outlook that we should have. These are the guidelines what we should practice in our life. That's what Vedas says. So let me have the wealth here now. Prateha gifts here. Thank God. Enjoy them. Not selfishly, of course. We also enjoy. But at the same time, we share it with others and enjoy. When other people are suffering, if we enjoy for our own selves without caring, being insensitive to others' suffering, then it is no human life. A human life is one which is with compassion. Human life is one which is very sensitive to the pains and pleasures of the other creatures around me. That's human life. Only a human being can do that. Animals cannot do that. How? All animals are called as Pashu. Pashu is an animal. How does that word Pashu come? Pashyatiti Pashu. It just witnesses and just sees. No emotions comes into it. No bhavana comes into it. It just looks at it. Over. It's not capable. The very structure of an animal is not conducive to respond to the pains and pleasures of the other creature. It just works on its instincts. Bhaya, ahara, nidra, reproduction. Over. It is not able to feel. It's not able to respond to the pains and pleasures of the other. It's only a human being who can be compassionate, who can be merciful. The human structure and the brain and all the things, the whole tool is tuned for that. They're capable of doing it. Though I don't have any suffering, if I look at a person who is suffering, immediately I can imagine how that suffering will be. Yes, my instrument is built up like that. I can understand the pain and pleasure of the other. That's a human being. That's one of the main features of a human being. So if I'm not able to, or if I'm insensitive to the pain and pleasure of others, then I'm having only human form, but not human nature. That's what we are seeing around. People are suffering, people suffer pain, and we are insensitive. Okay, what I can do for myself, what I can do for my family, and be done with that. That's no human being. Human nature is to respond to the pain and pleasure of others and do something for it to reduce their pain, to wipe off their tears. That's a human being. Which an animal cannot do. Manignane. That is the root from which Manava, Manushya comes, the word Manushya. They got that intelligence, they got that wisdom, they can do it. They can respond, they are sensitive, they are compassionate. And this compassion, sensitive, all those things are products of knowledge, products of wisdom. And a man is a wise animal, is a thinking animal, is a sensitive animal. This can be done. So it says here, let me have the wealth here now. Let me enjoy the gifts in different levels. First, thank God for having received the gifts. Don't be dissatisfied. There are so many people in the world who are denied of that, have not got that. You have got all that. Maybe a house, they have got a guaranteed meal for the night, for the next day. You got children, you have got a wife, you got so many paraphernalia with which you can live. Many people don't have it. You are healthy. Many people are not healthy. They are having their own problems regarding their health. You don't have it? Thank God. Thank God. You have got a lot of guidance. Other people don't have that. They are denied of that. Because their circumstances where they are born. At least you have got an opportunity to listen to some good words. Wonderful. It's a gift of God. Thank God. First step. And what you are going to do? After thanking God, be satisfied with what you have. Try for getting more, that's okay. But not with dissatisfaction, but wonderful satisfaction. If you get, fine. If you don't get also, it's okay. Aspirations are good, but aspirations based on dissatisfaction is harmful. Aspirations based on satisfaction is wonderful and pleasant. That's the difference. Aspire for something. If you get it also, fine. If you don't get it also, fine. Whatever I got is excellent. On that basis, we have to move ahead. Thank God, satisfied. Then enjoy. Not selfishly, but sharing with others. If everyone follow this rule, should we search for heaven or will be here now on the earth? See? Thank God, be satisfied, share with others, especially those who are denied of it, those who don't have it. Your fellow beings, creatures, share with them. And you're creating a very, very harmonious, friendly environment. And that's what this Veda mantra prompts us to do. It says, Ihaiva ratayas santu. For doing all this, we should have something. With an empty hand, I cannot do it. But never we are with an empty hand. We are given so many gifts. Recognize it, appreciate it, and do what best you can with the gifts what you have. So for that, whatever we have to recognize them. So that recognition is implied in this sentence, that is, Ehaiva ratayas santu. If we don't recognize, even if I have it, it's as good as not having it. I have in my hand my gifts, and you don't recognize it. Then we're just crying, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't. It is there in your hand very much. It's there in your pocket very much. Open it up. So this is a key to prompt us to open that and find out what are the gifts that are given to us. Anything. You say, I'm able to see, I have got eyes. But there are many people who are blind. Are you not lucky? Are not really gifted? Just eyes, I'm telling. Many people cannot talk, they are dumb. They are deaf. I'm not that. I'm able to listen, I'm able to talk. What a wonderful gift God has given. I'm healthy. There are so many people who are suffering day and night. Many by birth. It's so fine. I'm not in that condition. It's a great gift of God. So if you start recognizing the gifts of God, then you'll be very grateful that God, number one, will be satisfied and will be happy to share the same thing with others also, to help them out. And to make them experience at least a little of what I'm experiencing and happy, making me happy. Share it. Wonderful. This is a human life. This is a compassionate way of life. So this prompts us to do it. Ihaiva ratayas santu, Yajurveda 38.13. 38th chapter, 13th mantra. It's a piece of that. Next one. Dharmana vayam anukramama. Dharmana vayam anukramama. 38.19 Yajurveda. Yajurveda 38.19, it says, Dharmana vayam anukramama. Vayam, we, anukramama, shall follow, shall tread the path of dharma. We shall tread the path of dharma. Now the concept of dharma is here in this Vedic culture. Elsewhere, that concept is not as much as we have. And unfortunately, we don't have an equivalent word for dharma in English. I've used that very word, dharma itself. Many times people translate dharma into religion, but that is not befitting. That will not bring out the concept of dharma very clearly. Religion has been interpreted as a method of worship, is one part of dharma, and not the entire dharma. Dharma, it is from the root dudhai dharana poshanayoho. Dudhai dharana poshanayoho. Now, a little expression to Mr. Navanit, who is new to this class. That is, in the Vedic language, every word is scientifically derived from the basic root. A basic root is like a seed to a tree. So how the tree should be, entire thing is programmed in that seed. Similarly, in the root, in that dhatu, the whole meaning of the words that are derived are embedded in that. So that's what we call it as a dhatu. So to the dhatu, when you want to construct a word, when you want to derive a word, we add prefix and suffixes to it in the form of letters, pra, nich, something like that. We add to the basic dhatu as a prefix or as a suffix. And according to well-defined rules of grammar, these prefixes and suffixes get into the dhatu, and finally we get the result as a word. Now this word will have different dimensions, which is all packed in the dhatu, along with the dhatu. So this is the technique of the Vedic grammar. So to understand the meaning of the word, we don't go by convention. In convention, we use different words in different contexts and different meanings. But the basic and primary meaning of the word is fixed only when you understand the dhatu in it. Dhatu or the root, out of which the whole word is derived. It's a scientific way of creating a word, a scientific way of deriving a word. So this is very, very peculiar and unique to Vedic language only. You don't find it in other languages. In some languages, of course, like Sanskrit and other things, we do find certain things of this, but not fully. It's all diluted there in other languages. Whereas in Vedic language, it's perfect and is very clear. So from the dhatu, by adding prefixes and suffixes, whatever word that is derived at the end is very, very clear and conveys the meaning so perfectly that you will not be confused as to what that word means. And you should be very careful not to attach the conventional meaning to it. It's the root meaning that we have to take, not the conventional one. So that's the procedure. So every time when we are trying to understand a word or a sentence in the Vedas, we always go by the root and we fix the meaning of that word by understanding that root and the prefixes and suffixes. That's the style. If we don't do it, in convention, it could be different. One person understands the same word in one way, the other person in another way. At one point of time, it will have a one meaning, and another part of time, it will have another meaning. And it results in a lot of confusion and gap in communication. But to avoid all such things, you also go by the root method. I also go by the root method. We call it as Yaugika Vidhanam. Yaugika Vidhanam, Arshe Kramam, anything. So we go by the Arshe Krama or the Yaugika method, and there will be no confusion in our communication. Because I also derive the word in the same way, you also understand it in the same way. So I derive the word in that way and communicate it to you. You do the reverse engineering and go back to the root with all the prefixes and suffixes and understand the word in the same way as I have. So it's a wonderful way of communication, a very scientific way of communication. Anyhow, over a period we will be considering or seeing so many examples, and that will be very clear. One example we have started with it. That is dharma. Dharma, the root is dudhai, dharana, poshanayoho. Dudhai, dharana, poshanayoho. Of course, other people in the class, they know it because I have been speaking about it again and again. And from now on, you will also be comfortable with this style of understanding it. Dudhai, dharana, poshana. Dharana is to bear, to uplift. Poshana is to nourish. So that which bears us, holds us, gives us support, and nourishes us is called as dharma. Anything that holds us and nourishes us comes under dharma, and this whole meaning will not come in that word religion. And we don't have any equivalent for this. I have to explain it a little. I have to say that it holds me up and nourishes me is dharma. So what are they? What are they? Number one, non-violence. Non-violence is one which supports all creatures. Violence makes people, makes creatures to annihilate one another. So you are not able to live. That which helps us to live, that holds us up, that sustains us, that is dharma. It's not only sustenance, plus it nourishes us and helps us to grow. Kannada baruttalva Navneet avare? Kannada. You can understand?
No, Kannada. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು, but not too much. Basically Tamilian. So.
Oh, I see. How long you are in Bangalore?
I've just come back. I come back about 3 months, 2.5 months ago.
Okay, fine.
I was in the Middle East for some time.
Oh, I see. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
So
Thanks.
that which holds us, bears us, supports us, and nourishes is dharma. And one such example is ahimsa, non-violence. We can live harmoniously only when we practice non-violence to the core. Satya, being truthful, being honest, is another one which holds us up and nourishes us. And I say nourish, it's not just my physique and mind, it's also my soul. Satya. Asteya, the temperament of not stealing, not aspiring for somebody's property, somebody's thing. I work and earn. I don't wish for. I don't try to steal somebody's property. I don't grab. You see, it also holds this humanity, holds this human society together. So that which holds us and the human society together and nourishes us, they all come under dharma. Now the sum of this all dharma, we call it as human value. We call it as rita in the Vedas. That's another word for it. Rita is a human way of life. And this human way of life consists of so many dharmas. But if you understand dharma as religion, we are misled. Religion is not a proper translation of the word dharma. Religions, they have got their own narrow root and they have got narrow application. And we are finding that these people who are or who recognize themselves as religions, they have been fighting since centuries and centuries. My religion is great, your religion is great. You get converted to my religion, I'll get converted. See, all this is happening. But when you speak of dharma, there is no such change. There is no such conversion from one religion to dharma is one for all human beings. That's Manava Dharma. You belong to that, I also belong to that. It is practiced at Manava Dharma. They are all under one umbrella. But religion is not like it is a narrow gully. We get lost in that narrow road. It's a right royal way. That is human nature, human culture, human values. So we shall take that path. That's what this Veda mantra says. Let us identify what is this dharma, the one which sustains us and the one which nourishes us. And dharmana vayam anukramama. Krama is to tread. Krama is to move. Krama is to take that path. So take that path of dharma, which is the same for all human beings, at all times, at all places. No differentiation, no discrimination. On the basis of caste, maybe creed or race or color, whites and blacks or gender, nothing. We are all human beings. We all want to be happy. We all want to experience bliss. We shall join our hands and move together. And we shall take that path which will sustain us and at the same time nourish us. Not just me, all human beings, all creatures. That is the path of dharma. It is so wide, it is so encompassing that it includes in that every creature, every human being. It's so broad, it's so altruistic. You don't find such thoughts anywhere in any religion. In every religion, when you go deep into it, we find that there are fights and fines and there are disharmony. I don't fight here. It says, be harmonious, live together, have a friendly nature, and nourish yourself and others. Sustain yourself and others. But all the things that help us out, that comes under dharma. If it is not helping us to sustain and nourish, it is adharma. And if you work for dharma, dharmo rakshati rakshita. It's not a piece of Veda mantra, but it's a product of it. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. If you save dharma, if you protect dharma, you are protected. So dharma is a very, very important concept which sustains and nourishes all of us, no exception. So it shall be our endeavor always to identify and recognize this dharma and implement it, practice it in our life, and be happy, make others also happy. Make this world livable and make it livable for others also. So that's what Vedas say finally. It never discriminates, it never speaks of something which is narrow, which is very limited. It speaks on a broad term and says all living beings on the planet, we want to be happy and comfortable. Fine, achieve it by practicing dharma. Dharma is very important. Dharma is anything that sustains us and supports us and nourishes us. As telling, ahimsa is one, truth is one. Then we have got asteya. Asteya is not stealing, not wishing for the property of someone. Then we have got brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is control over sense organs. That's also very important. If I'm a slave to my sense organ, if I'm a slave to my sensual pleasure, I'm lost. I cannot come out of that vicious circle. I'm lost in that. And over a period, all my sense organs start failing because of my too much of indulgence in sensual pleasures. Sensual pleasure is okay. We are not against it. But these sensual pleasures have to be under control. We should not be under its control, but it should be under our control. Then we can maintain the functioning of the sense organs and utilize this tool for a better purpose. If you are totally immersed and submerged under sensual pleasures, for some time it will be wonderful, and over a period, all the tools will start failing. Too much of indulgence in eating spoils the whole digestive system. You are lost. Too much of indulgence by looking at things without discrimination, whether right or wrong, will one day make the whole eyes non-functional. Everything, every sense organ, the whole body, if it is indulgence, we are lost. If it is proper use, yes, we can use this tool for a longer time. It's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. It's not very difficult to understand this. Too much of indulgence is harmful, and using this properly is helpful. We can use this for a long time. And using this tool for a long time for the spiritual growth is the purpose of human life. If I forget it, I'll be indulgent, I'll be immersing with all my sensual pleasures, and I invite my old age as early as possible and quit this world as early as possible. That's the problem. That's what we are seeing around us. That's what we are seeing. They don't have any values. They don't have any norms. They don't have any principles. Their only goal is to indulge in their sensual pleasures and accumulate wealth with a lot of dissatisfaction. How can they be happy? How can they enjoy this life? They cannot. So the secret of life, the secret of happiness in life is not in indulgence, but in controlled use of our tools. That's what is called as samyama. Samyama is control. That's brahmacharya. And aparigraha, not going after mundane things too much. Shaucha, being clean, is also a dharma. If I'm not clean physically, mentally, and spiritually, I can never enjoy things. I'll be just experience the filth of it. If I'm clean, yes, I can enjoy the right things. Santosha. Santosha is being satisfied and happy. That's what you have been discussing now. Tapas. Tapas is the capacity to tolerate. Life has got its own ups and downs. Whether I want it or not, whether I know it or not, whether I like it or not. Life is a bundle of ups and downs. So what do you do? Usually, how do we react? When it's an up, we just jump. When it's a down, we just roll and cry. See, that's what you're doing. But tapas says to take both ups and downs equally. It's part of life. Okay, now it's an up, fine. It's a down, excellent. I'll handle both in the same spirit. That's called as tapas. Tapas is not going to some Himalaya or going to some hillock and holding your nose and closing your eyes and sitting. That is not tapas. Tapas is living here, taking the brunt and burn of the world around and maintaining our calm. That is real tapas. And it says swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is introspection, being in a learning mode continuously. Know things more and more, learn things more and more, understand the inner and the external world well and well. That is swadhyaya. And introspect what I am, how I am. With reference to so many things. I'm a very intolerant, or I'm a calm person. I'm a dissatisfied, or am I satisfied with what I have? I have a lot of aspirations, or are my aspirations under control? Am I avaricious or not? Am I jealous or not? So many things. I have to introspect within myself. And I'm the best judge of what I am. People judging me from outside, they may be right or they may be wrong. But if I judge myself, yes, that could be the best one. That is swadhyaya. Then at the end, whatever we have, whatever gifts we have, whatever life we have got, is all God's blessings. Thank God. This is all dharma. If we practice these things meticulously, yes, our life will be wonderful and we can make the life of people who are around us also wonderful. It's possible, it's not impossible. But the only thing is we have to be in that process and be doing it continuously again and again. That is practicing of dharma. Now, all this meaning you will not get in that word religion. Just says a way of worship. Okay, you worship like this, you worship like this, you worship this, my religion, that's over. There's no question of the whole life being sustained and nourished. That concept is not there in that religion. So dharma is a word unique to Vedic language. You don't have an equivalent. You have to use the same word dharma in other languages also. Borrow this word and use it. Then only it will be very clear. And explain what dharma is in such a detail. So that's what we vow, that's what we decide, that's what we will. It says, dharmana vayam, we anukramama. We shall take that path of dharma. We shall practice that path of dharma and also help others to practice it. That's also including by taking into consideration different other Veda mantras. There it says, Kranvanto Vishwamaryam. Not only we will tread this path, but will help others also to tread this path. It's a wonderful stance that we can take for life. I shall take the right path, I shall take the path of dharma and help others also to take the path of dharma. And if you are all taking that path of dharma, yes, the whole life becomes wonderful and harmonious. World peace, what we are imagining today, will become a reality if all of us tread this path of dharma. What dharma? Manava dharma. Dharma is not different for one group and other group. Today, tomorrow, dharma is the same for all human beings at all places, at all times. So it's only through dharma we can establish a peaceful and harmonious world. So that thing is enlightened here, and we shall discuss about many more things in the coming classes. Thank you all. So the class will be not tomorrow. Sunday also I'm not able to take the class because I'm moving out of Bangalore on some work. Monday we can have. Monday for me and Sunday night for you. For us here in India, it is Monday morning. For others, it is Sunday night.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರ್ಮಾಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.